Okie dokie, Tom here. Figured I'd give you an overview of my recent eBay purchases. All arcade items except for one, I'll show that later. Various arcade boards. The first thing I received was the Sega Naomi here. This is the case for it. These are the bare boards. The reason this and these are separated, the first reason, is that this was in a horrible condition. It looked... Oh, here, look at this. Look at the bottom of that. These are the feet for it. They came mounted separately. Pretty much the entire case looked like that on top and the sides. But the boards are in pristine condition. I'm guessing whatever made the case dirty actually destroyed the board that was in it. As you look here, it's eaten through the shielding that's coated on the plastic. That's bare plastic showing, and there was a metal on top of that. It cleaned up very good. And I think it was some sort of coffee with non-dairy creamer. Non-dairy creamer eats through boards like nothing. Also sugar-free sugar, how you put it, saccharin and stuff like that, eats through boards horribly. This is the main board here itself. Pristine condition. The only thing is a little bit of marks on this capacitor, but pretty good condition. This is in pristine condition. This is the filter board that allows the motherboard here to connect to the outside world. The VGA out, the audio outs, different inputs, the Maple bus, RS-422, MIDI. I don't know any of the games that use these two. The keyboard-based games I think use these, and the VMU ones that connect to the VMU use the Maple bus connectors. Maple bus is the standard that the Dreamcast controllers use. And here are the mutant power connectors. I'm not quite sure if you can make it out through the thing, but the pins inside are square, not round, square, and each of these is square. These are not Molex in any way, shape, or form. This is a standard VGA port, and it can run in 31 kilohertz to connect to, say, a PC monitor if you wanted, or 15 kilohertz to connect to an older arcade monitor. Regular line level audio outs. These are USB ports, but they're not really USB interface wise. They use the JVS standard. And this, I think, is another Naomi board. If you put the two on top, this one is far smaller. In fact, if you put a cartridge on it, which it does fit a cartridge, the plastic for the casing will actually go over the board. It'll be just covering bare board there. It fits in the case fine, but other than that, I haven't tested either of these yet. I don't have a power connector for these yet. The thing about ATX mounting it completely, which is why it's still apart, removing these connectors and soldering an ATX connector directly to it via wires. And this here is a Sega ST-V system. It's similar hardware to the Sega Saturn. Fortunately, it doesn't use Sega Saturn games, because that'd be handy since I don't have a working Saturn, but I have Saturn games, but I have this Sega ST-V board, but no cartridges for it. It tests. It goes to its test screen, but it doesn't. I don't have any cartridges for it, and the solder didn't have any cartridges for it either. This here is Raiden II. I've actually never played this in the arcade, but I played it on PlayStation on the Raiden Project disc, which I don't have, unfortunately, either. But this has been quite fun to play. I need to adjust my monitor for it, and may have to adjust the power supply to it as well, because it's getting spots all across it. Either that, or it's using one of the ground lines for the second audio channel, and the video signal's picking it up. which is possible. It shouldn't be too hard to fix if it is doing that. And next up, I picked up a Naomi GD-ROM game, even though I don't have a setup to run it quite yet. Even once I get this working, I'll still need a working DIMM unit and a working GD-ROM unit. But this is Chaos Field. It's a vertical shooter, but a horizontal screen. It looks decent. I haven't played it on anything Dreamcast or otherwise. Hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. Paid about $70 for it, which isn't too bad considering that's what the Dreamcast Japanese version goes for. This is the other thing I got. Actually kind of related to the one thing I just showed. This is a VGA cable for PS3 and Wii. I don't have a PS3, but I was hoping this would work with the Wii, and the way it wasn't designed to. This is probably right here. It's a transcoder circuit that converts component video into RGB plus horizontal and vertical sync. You have to put this in 480p mode, it says, to display on an LCD, which sounds like it doesn't do any sync conversion beyond the stripping it out of the component video. Which my theory was that if you don't leave it in 480i mode, which is a 15 kHz mode, that it converted into an RGB that an arcade monitor could use. It didn't quite work out that way. I'm not sure what happened. I just ended up with an all-white screen.